And now we're going to go live, and we're also going to record. So not only are we going to be, while we're live streaming, okay, these are people who are on YouTube right now. The whole world is on YouTube. And now we're going to go live. Boom. We're going to stop the share. And now we're live on YouTube right now. You can see it in the thing here. And we have a topic. And ladies and gentlemen, those of you who are watching, I'm here with Troy and Alan. We're talking about a great topic. We're talking about leads. We all need leads in our business. And do we want to spend a lot of time and a lot of money on cold calling and scraping and all that? Not that there's anything wrong with that, okay? But wouldn't you rather spend your time on a warm call? Why? Why, guys? Why are warm calls better than cold calls?
They're easier to close.
They're easier. Thank you. What else? What else about warm calls?
They're friendlier. They're not hostile. They're ready. They're ready to make a move. They're ready to buy. They're ready to make a decision today.
Right. They have more emotional EQ, emotional quotient in it. Also, it goes, it's easier to close a warm call. They have a problem. They're looking, they're researching. So my whole premise is to use social media like we're doing right now. We're live on YouTube, also to create videos, okay, and create video content. I tend to think that people, you guys agree or disagree with me? Do you think people want, on a simple thing like how to attract leads, do they want to hear a 3-hour webinar, or would they love it right to the point, the truth, no guru bull BS? Would they like to just get it in a 2, 3, 4 minute bite?
Where's the beef? Yeah, they want it quick.
Where's the beef? I don't know if you can use that. I don't know if you can use that. That's somebody else. That's your competition. I think. I don't know if they use that anymore. Who was that did that? Was that Wendy's? Wendy's. That's a trivia. That's a marketing trivia question, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
So the premise is, how do we attract quality, warm prospects, no matter what business you're in? And I know we're talking about real estate today. I want buyers. I want sellers. I want investors. I want realtors who I can network with. I want phone calls, and I want people who are interested. Why? Because the more here, it's real simple again. I'm a KISS method guy all the way. If I can talk to a handful of people every day and have good phone calls, the likelihood, the mathematics, the algorithms are in my favor. It's that simple. If I'm calling from a scrape list or an acquired list or something like that, and I did a search for people in foreclosure or problems or liens on their thing, there's nothing wrong with that. But what's the math? What's the probability that I'm going to get that person on the phone, that I'm going to get into a happy and nice conversation because they don't know who I am? Is it
low percentage?
It's very low. It's very low. So why not? We all work really hard and spend a lot of money. Why don't we work really smart? I got money. By the way, there's another benefit when you do this kind of virtual attraction marketing. I got a check this morning. Okay, I get paid. Okay, I get paid from Google, which owns YouTube, and they send me money because so many people watch your Uncle Claude's videos on YouTube, and I get a lovely little check every month deposited, thousands of dollars over the course of a year. Money automatic. There's people, that's all they do is make YouTube videos on different plumbing, traveling, buying and selling cars, baseball cards, anything, taekwondo, and they make money making videos. Do you ever see the foodie videos? How many hits that people get sometimes? Hundreds of thousands, millions, right? So we're going to make this little video. So we're making a little video, and the point of the video is to have a topic of interest, how to attract quality leads, and we do that through social media. So Troy, you had a topic.
Yeah.
You wanted to ask. So let's record that. I'm going to hit my record button down here. Let me show anybody who's watching. Just a little record button. I use Zoom. I love Zoom. And Zoom is just the high quality recording. And then when you hit the record button, boom. So let's start with your question. 3, 2, 1. Let's hear your question.
So Claude, rent credits, as they used to be called, what are they called now, and how can we use them in our business when structuring a deal?
It's a great question. Rent credit is basically something we structure as an incentive for people to pay us on time. Look, you pay on time, I'm going to give you a credit, a rent credit towards the purchase of the house, if and when you purchase the house. if you pay me on time on the 1st of every month, not the 15th or the 20th, I'm going to credit you some money towards your purchase in this lease option. Also, you're going to have to take care of the property, mow the lawn, not leave the garbage cans out all day long, things like that. And if you don't call me and bother me, you go to Home Depot for the washer, I'm going to give you a credit. Now, with I think what you're getting at is the Dodd-Frank, though, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Dodd-Frank has to deal with financing a sale. Okay, so in my personal opinion, really rent credit does not really apply to a lease purchase because it's a lease, it's a rental, it's not a sale. But I understand people have concerns and they don't want to, hit the pig with a stick anymore, or what's that expression?
I like pig with the stick. Let's stick with that.
Just the thing. Got a bad visual here. The thing about it is, can we poke the pig or something like that? The thing about it is, people with Dodd-Frank are concerned about it. So if you don't want to use the word rent credit, put the word in your contract or agreement discount. You pay on time, you take care of the property. When you're ready to exercise the option, I'm going to change the price will be, instead of $100,000, we'll make it $95,000. We'll give you a $5,000 discount. Okay, so change the terminology if you're concerned about any type of law which you feel, or your attorney has advised you not to use the term rent credit. I really don't have an issue with it, but I understand that some people are concerned with it. So make sure and that's an incentive for somebody. What's the biggest problem with tenants and toilets? They call you up for a lot of repairs or they don't pay you on time. Give them an incentive, a reward for doing that. So you don't need a management company. So your property's on automatic pilot. Great question, by the way. Did I answer it to your satisfaction? Great.
You did. Thank you.
Troy, you're in how far? You're in Arkansas.
Yeah.
How far are you from Little Rock?
I'm about 30 miles northeast of Little Rock.
Okay, if somebody wants to do real estate with you, buy, sell, invest, lease, purchase, or they have questions, what should they do?
They need to call me, 501-299-9197.
Okay. Do you have a webpage too? I
do. Sovereignholdings.com. That's SOV as in Victor, holdings.com. Sovereignholdings.com.
That's great. Hey, thanks a lot, guys. Bye-bye.
Thanks.
Boom. That's just that's a video you could now upload. Okay, maybe I went a little long and talked too much about poking pigs with sticks, but I'm not reading a script here either. That was just spontaneous. We have that video. You take that video, you edit it. By the way, the easiest way to edit a video is to use Quicken. Are you guys familiar with Quicken? QuickTime.
I was gonna say.
Okay, QuickTime. And you can go into QuickTime and they have a lovely thing here. Let me see if I can show you guys here. Let me open up let me grab a video here and I'll show you how I do it. Got too many things open up on my screen here. So say I have a video here and I want to edit it. Let's take a video like this. I open it up. Can you guys see my screen? Can you guys see my screen?
I see a black screen.
Okay, good. That's all I want to know. And you go into QuickTime Player. Okay. I have it right here inside my dock. I have a Mac computer. And then all I do is go here to edit. And I go to trim, and look what opens up.
Oh,
so I can trim it. I can change it. I can take out just the segments. Say I want to just take out this little bitty segment here. And I just have to click the button on the bottom right here, trim, and then it'll take it right out and put it on my desktop. It's that easy.
Nice.
Okay, and then I just go to YouTube, and I just upload it in YouTube. It is that simple. I'll show you that too if you want. YouTube makes it so simple. Let's see here. Okay, see, this is showing us live right now. I just have to go here to see this little camera here.
Mm-hmm.
I just got to click on that, upload video, and boom. I just have to drag it from my desktop right here and then edit it. And it is that easy to do. And now I have a 3-minute video on how to deal that I just made. The only thing I would suggest when you do a video is you also offer an incentive. Some people call it a call to action. I call it an incentive. What do I mean by that? When you say at the end, Troy, call me, I answer my own phone. That's something I always say. Call me, I answer my own phone. I'm an easy guy to reach. Let me help you. Why? I don't know why, and no other people don't do this. I want people to call me. Why? Because somebody out there wants to do a contract, wants to do business, wants to buy my product or services today. Guess what happens when you attract people to call you?
They call you.
How simple is this? Okay. And I'm not getting 800 phone calls every hour or something. I get a lot of phone calls, and a lot of them are garbage. And I can qualify. I can, part of the gut system is qualifying people pretty quickly. Okay. Hey, Mr. Brian, if we found a solution, you call me up. If I found a solution to your problem, you want to set up a rent own and you need a good contract. If I could find you a good contract or something like that, the best contract in the world that would protect you, it would deal honestly and upfront. It's very short. It's to the point, and your tenant buyer would love that contract. That isn't what you're looking for, is it, sir?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So if I could get you that perfect contract to you today, would you mind paying me a reasonable fee so you don't have to give an attorney a couple $1,000s?
Reasonable sounds good.
Okay, I like to be reasonable. I could also, if you want and you need help, I could consult with you.
Thank you.
I could throw in a half-hour consultation, and I'd be glad to help you set up your deal. I can't do it for you, but I'd be glad to share my time, knowledge, and energy with you and provide you with a sample contract. Would
Fantastic.
Can we do business today, sir? Or would you?
I believe so.
You believe or you know?
I know.
So you got to hear those words. Did you hear the word he used? I believe so. It's believe me. That's not a yes, is it?
No, it's not.
It's
He just
not.
believes you. He hadn't committed
Okay.
yet. He just believes you.
Okay, so back to incentives. At the end of your video, you give your name. You say, call me, I answer my own phone. Also, at the end of your video, you say, go to my webpage. And then where you left out is give them a reward on your webpage. What's the reward if they go to your webpage?
There isn't one on there. I have nothing to offer. I need to change it.
Something to work on, a free book, a free mind map, a free consultation. Reward people. And don't give them one of those BS guru rewards. Oh, go to my webpage and you see all these things popping up. How annoying. There's some gurus out there that are so annoying in their marketing. You give them their email to get something, and then all they do is inundate you with spam. And don't tell me they don't give your email to other people, because I know I had one recently. I just did a video on it where I wanted to learn more about this one person. And I gave him my email, and then every day I'm getting 1, 2, and then one day I got 3 emails. Then all of a sudden I'm getting other emails from other people in the same industry. So they're either searching, you released that information in your cookies, when they ask you for permission and you're giving the cookies, you're telling the whole world, hey, contact me, baby. This is, this is the whole thing about privacy that everybody's talking about with Google and with Facebook and Twitter and stuff, So, hey, I put my trust in you. I wanted more information. You just betrayed that trust.
Mhm.
Okay, so you got to have incentives, and you want to make it a pleasurable experience. Give them what they're searching for, what they're looking for. Don't take them to 20 different tabs and pop-ups. And I really disagree with a lot of the ClickFunnels philosophy.
Yeah.
I don't want to annoy people. I don't want to send them 5 emails a day. I don't want them to scroll and scroll and scroll. Click this, click here, click here, click here. You have to earn trust. A good prospect, what's that worth? A really good, warm prospect.
It's worth everything you wanted to make that day.
Exactly. So this is the way I attract good content, contemporary content, compelling, interesting content. What was the word you got? What do you guys said about the title? earlier. What was the word you used?
Attract.
Sex, was it sexy?
Draw. How to draw or attract.
A sexy title?
Yeah.
What's a good title? A good title with a good picture in your YouTube. Okay, put interesting pictures in there. I use mind maps a lot of times when I talk about certain. I'll make up a little mind map. I'll save it as a JPEG, and then I'll upload it into YouTube. You can pick the pictures. Okay, so you have an interesting topic for 2-3 minutes. You get a great title. You put in some other stuff in the description, and then you upload an interesting picture that you own or have copyright to. And then, you know, you're attracting people to share or to subscribe because they want to. And this guy's interesting. And this is how you attract really. And it sounds complicated. It's really not. It's pretty easy to do, to make these short videos and then remarket them. This is all I do. And I get hot prospects, warm prospects every day, so that I don't have to hire a team or VAs and all that other stuff. I can just schedule with warm prospects every day. Does it take time? Yes. I have to devote at least 30 to 60 minutes a day, every day. But I make money on it. I get new prospects, quality. And even if I don't make a sale, because I understand the psychology, we were talking the other day about emotional intelligence. Do you understand yourself and how you feel? What happens when we just get a lot of cold calls? We get a lot of disconnects, hangups, voicemails. We got a lot of people rejecting us. How does that make us feel?
Like getting punched in the face.
Sad.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I hope the people who are watching this on YouTube, by the way, this will be a video on YouTube, and people will listen to our unscripted dialogue here, a conversation. And maybe they'll say, gee, I want to let me check out this Troy or Claude or Alan. And let me check them out. This is my kind of marketing. Guess how much it cost me?
Nothing.
Yeah. Okay. Are we allowed to do this now? I know the one guy on Jeopardy, he did this or something, and like oh my God, he's sending secret hand signals to QAnon or something like that.
I don't care. Boycott me.
Poor
Whatever.
guy, this poor guy on Jeopardy. Okay, he's won 3 games or something, and he said A-OK or something like that, or 3, and he did something that I don't understand it, but it's supposed to be, some people interpret it as a nasty hand gesture or a gang sign or something, and he had to apologize with no intent whatever of offending anybody. So that's why I asked, is this still okay to do? You know,
I don't know. I'm a repeat offender, Claude.
Oh.
I repeat, I will offend again.
Absolutely. Hey, listen, you know, Caitlyn Jenner's running for governor of California, and she's going to fix everything. See, I use the right pronoun, supposedly. I'm not going there. We're not getting political. Stop right there. Okay. Danger, Will Robinson. Danger. So this is the kind of marketing I do. You may love it. You may hate it. You may say, you know, who is this clown? But I think you can just be yourself and speak honestly to people and reward them and attract them to your product or service. And this works for me. And I do it, like I said, 30, 60 minutes a day. It's worth it because it keeps me very busy, it keeps my business very profitable, high profit, low overhead. Duh. Mm-hmm. Secret of American success, entrepreneurship, right?
Right.
But what do most people do? That's the opposite of all this.
They spend and spend on marketing and get frustrated and dump that marketing and move over to a different one. And let me try this. And they dump another 2, 3, 4, 5 grand into it. And that didn't work. And then they're frustrated and they quit and whatever. You know, it's a vicious circle.
It's a vicious circle. And they're working on the wrong end of the problem, or they're avoiding what needs to be done. We've got, like the sign behind me says, we've got to give good phone. We're in a business And I know everybody likes to use the word scaling and all that, those other good words. But tell me if I'm wrong and disagree with me, please. This is just subjective. I think we're in a one-to-one business.
Yeah.
All the real
right.
estate deals I've done, I have to speak to another human being. I've never done a deal, even by faxing or texting or emailing. I've gotten prospects that way. But sooner or later, I have to speak to somebody. I have to negotiate. I have to use a little bit of the gut system to get them to like me. And then I have to make an offer and maybe negotiate or renegotiate.
Mhm.
I don't want to do that texting back and forth all day long. Is that
Yeah.
just me?
No, it's not just you. I was tired of explaining to people I was talking to, what happened to Chris. I've been talking to Chris for the past week. Who are you? Chris was one of my VAs. Now I have to introduce myself, try to gain trust, try to fix and explain that break in that relationship from Chris.
Whose
And
fault is that, by the way?
that was my fault.
Why?
That was my fault
Why?
because I should have been on the front end of it, which is why I have gotten rid of all my VAs. They're gone.
You fired your VAs, all those poor people, all those nice people. You fired them. How dare you? Why?
Yeah.
Why did you fire them? If you don't mind me.
They weren't making me any money. They were costing me more than I was making.
But you just put those people out of work. You should have just bore the loss.
Well, there's enough gurus out there telling people to go get a VA. I'm sure they'll be reemployed within the month.
I always go back. I love simplicity. Okay, that's why I love Steve Jobs. He comes out in jeans and sneakers, gives a great presentation about magnificent, simple products, easy to use products. I love simplicity on it. And the thing about it is we go back to the word definition of insanity, doing something over and over again and expecting a different result. And I always ask people who have VAs, who have acquisition managers, and they got other titles that they like to use too. And I always say, how much money did you make last week, last month? How much money? I don't care, net, gross. Did you make any money?
I care about the net when you have that much overhead.
Yeah. And they'll say, no, but I'm working on it. And I need to do more of this and more of that. And that's mine. And it's not their fault. They got impractical device on a long term. And I'm sure there's people out there who disagree with me. That's God bless them. It's okay. I'm sure there's people who use VAs and scraping and all the different applications out there, and it works for them. I just understand I'm just honest with myself that I don't want to go through that much time, trouble, work, and rejection. I'm not built that way. I'd rather have 2, 3, 5 nice conversations every day. Just 2, 3 conversations, a few minutes, 20 minutes, 50. If it's a really hot prospect, I'll stay on for an hour or more, whatever, on it, whatever is reasonable. But even if they say no to me, but I had good conversations, how do I feel at the end of those 3, 4, 5 phone calls?
Well, one, you're going to feel in control because you're not trying to manage, which is what you end up doing when you have all of those people working on it. You're managing a crew and you're out of touch, and you're going to feel like you have accomplished so much more if from the very beginning you just pick up the cotton picking phone and answer it yourself.
Pick up that cotton picking phone, talk to people, use a sales system. Okay, use a system.
Sorry, that was Arkansas coming out there.
Yeah, that's all right. Arkansas is okay, man. It's okay. Alan, we've been, is this pertinent? Is this good stuff for you or?
Yes, certainly. I think that's one part of my daily routine that I haven't really been doing is the 5 social media posts, because I've been just trying to get on the phone because I got a confession to make. I think I've been getting more comfortable on the phone, so I'm picking it up more thanks to you, sir.
Thank you. You're welcome. You're very kind. Here's the thing.
I do have a question.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I'm just going to comment on what you said. Remember your question. I only do one video, but I can place it in 10, 15, 20 different places. One video. I don't do 20 different separate things every day. That's too much work. Remember, I'm a lazy guy. Okay.
Yes.
I want to do work on one video, 2-3 minutes, interesting topic, good question. And then I put it in Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, the Reddit, all the social media. Okay. So I just wanted to comment on that. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
No, it's fine. Thank you so much
What's your
for
question?
reminding me that there's these different channels. But
Yeah.
one of the things that I've been coming across during the qualification section, and when I ask them why, is sometimes the prospect will drift into talking about, you know, the features of the house, square feet, bedroom, and of course, you know, you always want the prospect to talk more. But how do I pattern interrupt them to get them back so that, because you know you have 3 minutes to qualify and disqualify. Like, how do I don't want to be rude and be like, sir, can we do this today? But yeah, they sometimes, you know, I get the talkers that just want to keep on talking and talking. And of course, I haven't figured out how to pattern interrupt them properly.
Okay. You have to understand that the prospect has a system too, a default system.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Their default system is to control you, the salesperson, control the process.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll ask you questions sometimes, and they'll just keep asking questions, machine gun questions. And you'll say, oh, I knew the answer to that. And you're going to answer them. Mm-hmm. Okay. Who's in control when that process happens?
They are.
They are. Why are you on the phone with somebody? You want to find out their are you first of all, what we were talking about with Troy, are you speaking to the decision maker? We never answered that question, Troy. When you get on the phone with somebody, you want to find out, hey, are you the person who owns the property? Are you the person who can make a decision on that property for the right offer today, sir? You know, you want to qualify people up front and ask the right questions. Then sometimes you want to answer. The way you regain control is answer a question with a question. But doing that is annoying. So you stroke them first. Ask me a simple question in one sentence. Go ahead. Claude, how do I gain control of the sale?
Claude, when this prospect starts talking about the house, how do I interrupt them so I can get back to my system?
What a great question, Alan. Thank you so much for that's a lot of people have that problem. It's not just you. I really appreciate. Now, why is this a concern for you? Help me to understand why this is not costing you time and money or frustration. Well, is it help me out here a little?
Of course it is, because you taught us to qualify or disqualify in 3 minutes. And when I look at my clock, it's been 4 minutes and he's still talking.
Right. What did I just do to you? Did I ever answer your question, by the way?
Oh, not really.
What did I do? Listen, you know, so you can replay this video over and over again. What did I exactly do? First thing I did?
Oh, pat on the back.
What was the pat on the back?
That's a great question.
Great question. Then I also nurtured you a little. A lot of people ask that question. You know, it's not just you. A little social proof, little nurturing put together here. We use a lot of Robert Cialdini, don't we? Yes. A lot of different psychological triggers. So we go in there. You know, I had that problem. Everybody has that problem. It's not just you, sir. What am I? I'm boosting your ego a little bit. I'm nurturing you a little bit. Oh, okay. I'm putting that in.
Yes. And then, you're like the doctor. You're like, oh, I've seen this before. You're not alone.
Yeah, you're not alone, sir. Oh, again, I get people. Most dangerous thing in sales is when somebody goes, oh, I screwed up, man. I can't. Oh, I have so much trouble negotiating on the phone, I'm horrible on the phone. I don't know if you can help, sir. You're not horrible. We all have that problem. I had that problem. Why do I do that? Why is that such an important empathy? But why? Give me the why. Why is that?
Because we can see the end result with practice. We can see you're an example of what success is from what you would call utter failure.
Yeah, but when someone puts themselves down or attacks themselves, there's probably a better word for this, disparages themselves. Mm-hmm. If you just let that lay, oh, well, I've got a solution for you. We can fix that problem. No problem at all.
You've left them there.
You've left them there in that pain. Mm-hmm. And you're kind of saying to them, oh, it's just you, sir. You're right. You are a dummy. You are. You got to fix that real fast. What's that? You're validating their disparagement against themselves.
Yeah.
What is the number one reason why someone will do business with me today?
Or likability.
Likability. Number one in Cialdini's list of psychological traits, we do business with people we like and then eventually trust. When you have trust with somebody, is that blank check time?
Yes, sir.
Oh, don't you love that? Isn't that that's Mount Everest in sales, isn't it? Claude, whatever you say, I'm going to do it. Tell me how much it is, what it costs, what contract to use. I've made a decision. I really feel good about this conversation. I love that. When I work very, very hard to get to that place with a prospect. Very hard. What happens to my competition when I get to that magic little place, that magic moment with a prospect?
They're forgotten.
I'm what?
Your competition will be forgotten.
They're gone. They're devastated. They're gone. I don't care how fancy their office is, how much money they spend on advertising, how many employees they have, how many fancy little suits and pictures of them in front of their jet or something like that. It doesn't really matter, does it? Because I got another human being to like and trust me, and they forgot about everybody else. Okay. Why do people go to the same restaurant, the same barber, the same doctor, the same dentist, the same accountant? Why do they go to the same people?
They like and trust them.
Yeah. Instead of shopping around. Oh, I can find a barber who's $1 cheaper. Okay. But like my barber. No. Okay. No, I mean,
let me send you to my barber.
There's so much interesting psychology in the behavior of persuasion. There's so much interesting stuff. It fascinates me. I study it. I've read so many books on psychology. I've researched so many, and it really works. Knowing how to speak to people, identifying their ego state, their role, the pain they're in, and dealing with it. Sir, it's not you. We all have that problem. So now I just bonded with the guy. I fixed it a little. And that's the whole point. What else did I do in that role play? There was one other thing. I never answered the question, and I turned the question into a question. That doesn't affect your income, does it, sir? That reluctance to make those calls and things like that. That's not hurting you financially or anything like that, is it, sir?
And that is a true redirection.
That's a true redirection. That is reverse. Yeah. That is a pure guts move. We go positive to get the negative. We go negative to go the positive. And you have to practice this enough to be spontaneous. Okay. You got to be spontaneous. I learned a lot. I used to live across the street from a comedy club. And every now and then I'd see a great comedian who'd get a heckler in the audience. And they loved it, because they could spontaneously, unscripted, have a lot of fun at that heckler's expense.
Yeah.
These were the great comedians. Hey, buddy, do I come to where you work and tell you how to clean the Slurpee machine? I used to study how, I was always amazed at speakers or entertainers who could be impromptu. Who could be very relaxed in front of a group of people, strangers, just be very relaxed, very calm, be clear-headed and have those beautiful, perfect responses. Isn't that sales?
Yeah.
When you think about it, the perfect answer to some of these questions. So did I ever answer your question, Alan?
No.
Okay.
Unfortunately, you didn't.
Let's go again. Hit me.
All right. Claude, I've had sellers that like to talk, and during the qualification process, when I ask them why, they tell me why. Then they go into like the house, how many bedrooms, the kitchen, toilet, et cetera, and they keep going on. And I just,
sir, thank you so much for telling me all that, sharing that information. But yeah, I have to go in a minute. I'm very busy today, sir. But I love your property, and you've been very generous with your time. Could I just ask you one question?
Okay.
So,
excellent.
Interrupt, do a pattern interrupt. I kind of did answer your question earlier in my own defense. Okay. You've got there's a technique we call, if you want a title for it, it's called a stop and go technique. Okay. It's where you ask me a question, I start to answer it, and then I change this. Go ahead. Ask me why does the sun rise or something like that?
Why is the sky blue?
Yeah. Oh, I love that. Thank you that's an interesting question. The sky is blue. It's actually because of the subparticles in the upper. Now that's interesting. Why did you bring that up? You're not interested in buying my telescope, are you? Or looking for one?
Maybe I am. I don't
Oh,
know.
okay. Because you could see a lot of this blue sky with a good telescope.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Thanks
I don't
for
know if
bringing
that's
that up.
is that why we're talking today. I mean, it's interesting. You must have brought that up. You must have brought up the sky is blue question for a reason. Can you help me out?
You know, sometimes it's gray, sometimes it's black at night, and I was just looking for an expert that could tell me why it's blue for
I'm
one.
not an expert, but maybe you ever hear of Google? It's
Yeah, yes.
brand new. It's you just go.
Alan, that was great.
These are the things that you can do. The stop and go technique. So they're going on and on. Oh, we have a bidet in every bathroom, new toilet seats and everything. Sir, this is wonderful. Thank you so much. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but
Okay.
tell
There
me
you go.
how can you and I do business today? Are you the owner of the Roleplay? Sir, you're not the owner of the property, are you?
I am, you know.
Oh, yeah, okay. You notice off the Roleplay, I said you're not the owner of the property, are you?
Oh, that was succinct until you came back to it. I didn't even catch it.
You don't see most of the moves I do. You have to play these videos over and over. But I do moves. I had a guy the other day and said, "Gee, why should I work with you?" And I said, "Maybe you shouldn't." Who are you working with now? Well, I'm working with a guy from Remax. Oh, they're good people. Remax is wonderful. Why are we even talking, sir? They have big company. They have offices everywhere. I'm sure you're in good communication with the people and they're finding you properties that are available and everything like that. Well, not really. Oh, what do you mean, sir? And now he starts telling me why they're. You see, so I compliment the person he brought up. That's a positive redirection. You can use this positive too, by the way. And now he starts going negative on why the agent or facilitator at Remax is not working with him.
Gotcha.
Why do people go to Sonic instead of going to Wendy's or Burger King or McDonald's? Why do they go to Sonic?
Oh, maybe it's convenient with the drive-through, right?
Better food.
Yeah, better food. Okay, but sir, why would anyone go? Sir, you're not concerned with safety, with today and everything like that, where you could stay in your comfortable car with the air conditioner on, you could adjust the seats, you could play your music, you could watch a video while you're eating some nice food that's brought to you in your car. You don't have to get out of your car and everything. I don't know if that's important to you in these COVID times, sir. Keeping your family together in the nice, safe, clean car. And you don't have to wear your masks in the car. You just have to, sit back and adjust that climate control and everything. I don't know. How do you feel about that?
Yeah.
You got a big selling point there. Okay.
Yeah, we do.
So, Troy, let me throw this back to you and we're going a little long here, but one more question, guys. If you have one.
Yes. Oh, go ahead, Troy.
No, I didn't. I was just going to say, Alan, I didn't have another. Go ahead.
Okay, good.
So how do you handle it if all of a sudden they start asking you questions via email and then you try to call them, they won't pick up?
Don't you tell them. Oh, first of all, I use an iPhone, and it's not because my daughter works for Apple. It's because it's the best device for getting people on video. I like getting face-to-face with people. Duh. It's much easier. It's like being in their living room, face-to-face sales. So when I call somebody, I say, "Hey, Mr. Brian, you don't have an iPhone, do you?"
Okay. Oh, of course I do.
You sound like a gentleman. While we're discussing this, I'd like to say, I'm going to hit the button here and we're going to go to FaceTime. Is that all right with you, sir? I'd like to meet.
Absolutely.
Thank you. You're a great guy. Boom. So 50% of people out there own an iPhone. If that's good odds that they're going to have one. And I can just click a button on a regular phone call and switch it over. Sometimes you get disconnected, but you call them back on the FaceTime button. It's built into the system, actual video communication right through the Apple to iPhone to iPhone. It's a great plus for me as a marketer on that. Or I'll go to somebody, say, sir, are you familiar? You know what? I'd like to see your property. Do you mind, would you mind, are you familiar with Zoom, sir?
Yes, yes.
Could you show me your property? Could you take me on a little tour on it? Here's my, I just emailed you my link. And then you could show me your property. I don't have to get in the car. We don't have to worry about anything. And then I'd like to make you an offer if I could see your property. Is that all right with you, sir?
That's awesome. I'm actually gonna ask that because right now I'm working with the seller, but it turns out he finds out that he's still tied to this realtor, and he's like, "Oh man, this sucks. I still have to pay him 3%." So he's like, "Well, I'm gonna have to make him do work and write up the contract, et cetera, et cetera." So I think I'm gonna make the realtor do that video tour for me. So have fun with that a bit.
You see, for some reason, we think that when we're in sales, whether we're the buyer or the seller, we think we have to be subservient to the prospect. Oh, whatever you want, Mr. Prospect. You want to stay on the phone, you want to text, you want to email back and forth. That's, oh, whatever you want, sir. No, sir, I'm interested in your property. I'd like to solve your problem today. You called me for a reason. We're talking for a reason. You're advertising your home. I'm very interested in it, but we need to get on the phone. I can't email back and forth. Sir, I want to make you an offer on the property, but I'm getting my fingers are hurting with all this. Take control. Make him want. He's the one. You're either bringing a solution to the problem or giving him money or a contract. You don't bully people, but we have rights in the sales process?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah. You have to be an authority figure. Troy, you manage a restaurant. What happens if you let the inmates run the asylum?
Well, there'd be no profit check that following month. I can tell you that.
Oh yeah. There's got to be some leadership and authority in my opinion, in a sales process. If we're just getting on the phone, giving information, being totally submissive and subservient all day long, that prospect is going to manipulate us. Say, hey, this guy, I can get whatever I want from this guy. I don't have to make a commitment. I can pick his brain. I can get him to send me information, do research for me, and then I can dismiss him.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a good way to run a business?
Nope.
No. And what happened? How does that make us feel, by the way?
Small,
manipulated. We're not making, I always go back. Why am I in business? Why am I in business?
To make money today.
Make money today. And if I'm doing business honestly, ethically, and providing great service, do I have a right to make certain reasonable demands in the way we're communicating and doing business? Do I have a right to set an agenda?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Do I have a right to get off the phone, fire the prospect? Hey, it doesn't sound like we're going to do business today, Mr. Brian. I think it's over. What do you think?
Yeah.
Agreed.
Oh, okay. Now that it's over, can I ask you a question? You said the property's been sitting empty for 6 months. It's costing utilities, taxes. There's been vandalism, things like that. You still got a heavy duty mortgage and a second mortgage and a HELOC payment. Do you want to go through another 6 months like this? How can you stand it, sir?
Great question.
Give me a great answer.
I can't stand it.
Why aren't we doing business today? So then you go back into selling. It's not that hard. What did we learn? Give me one thing you learned today, Troy.
Well, I learned how to handle the rent credit objection or question. I learned that I really like Alan because he's laid back and a nice guy.
Oh, you're kind. You're too kind, sir.
I have a lot of things written down here, so I don't think you have that much time, but
no, I have to go. We've been a little longer than I thought we would be. We started out with just virtual attraction marketing.
Yeah.
Attracting quality leads every day. It works, for the people watching us live on YouTube. Okay. It really works. Putting out interesting content to people, gaining credibility. And accountability. I think there's too many people out there say, hey, trust me. Hey, no, you got to earn that. Okay. They talk about scalability and delegation, and you got to build your team and all that. All you got to do is make a connection with another human being, giving them good content, good material, and they'll flock to you because you bring value to the table. It's not that hard. Alan, give me one thing you learned today.
You inspired me to create a video so that I can cast my net wider. And I also learned, thank you for sharing that, Mr. Seller, but sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, or say something. I'm not sure if I understand, sir. Or, sir, I have to leave in a minute. I'm picking up my kids from a soccer game and everything, and I'm very interested in your property. I'm very interested in doing a deal. I'd like to make you an offer today. What would you need from me for us to make it? You're the owner, right, sir?
Yes, sir.
Stop and go technique. Remember that. That was a good one. The stop and go technique is wonderful. It's like a pattern interrupt, basically.
Gotcha.
Sir, what
like
do you, sir, before we go, I'm really interested in your property and your 10 chihuahuas, and you use dental floss, what would, I don't know where I get this shit from sometimes. Where
use dental floss.
A ball, can you imagine? Sir, what do you need from me in order for us to do business today? What would you like from me? Sir, I'm going to send you a contract in the next half hour. What do you want to see in that contract for us to make a commitment and do business today?
Everything that we talked about.
Okay, so if I put in the price, 3-year term, $2,500 a month, $2,500 down, a purchase price of $486,000 on it, and we can proceed. You'll get that contract back to me before 4:30 today, or we can set up a secondary meeting today. Which would you prefer?
Secondary meeting.
Okay, and that'll be on Zoom, sir?
Man, I haven't showered in 10 days.
Why start now, sir? I have a lot of fun on the phone. Okay, I use humor a lot in sales.
Why start now?
He said it. Do you see how you can work off their words sometimes and have a lot of fun? By the way, I piss off people sometimes. Why should I work with you?
It's hard to tell.
Maybe you shouldn't. I want to think about it. You're not allowed to think about it. I didn't come here to be insulted. Where do you usually go, sir?
That's a good one. To your wife.
And on that high note, I'm going to say goodbye and thanks for everybody who joined us.
Have a good weekend, all.
Good session, guys.
See you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.